Welcome to episode 6B of the Career Cumulus Spotlight Series. Today we share some examples of the 70-20-10 development principle in action so you can put it to work for you. I just want to take a quick pause because I think there were a few really good nuggets that you shared with us that I want to make sure I want to emphasize with our audience, okay? So number one is, if you notice, Joanne mentioned a few times the instrumental role that her organization played in her learning, right? So you mentioned tuition reimbursement that the company offered, that they encourage you to get your bachelor's degree, that they offered leadership training. And so I wanted to pause there because oftentimes what I find is a lot of my clients don't fully leverage the resources available to you through your employer. So I want you to talk to your HR business partner. I want you to talk to your manager, and I want you to find out what learning and development resources are available to you through your employer. Do they offer tuition reimbursement? Do they offer trainings? Do they have online training or e-learnings available to you? And if they do, those are free resources that only require your investment in time. So I highly encourage you to leverage all of those resources, find out about it, and leverage fully all of the resources that your organization has to offer you. Because am I misinterpreting it, or was that instrumental to helping you?
That was very instrumental. It really helped a lot. And you know, a lot of times, like you said, having that leader that feels comfortable and gives you that positive push to come. Sometimes you may not see it because you're your own hardest critic, you know. So they see that potential. So listen to them. You know, they mentor you. Take advantage of that mentorship.
All right, so I want to emphasize a little bit on that too, because you know we talk a lot about the 70-20-10 principle, right? Which is all around when you look at your development as an individual. Studies show that 70% of your development is going to come from on-the-job experiences, right? I'm going to jump to the 10%. The 10% is the training, right? Which we're talking about. Find out what training your company is offering, right? There's also free resources out there for training. That's the 10%. Then when we get to the 20%, which is what Joanne is just referencing right now, that's learning through other people. So I have two messages regarding that. If you are currently a manager of people, listen up. You have a lot on your plate right now. So why don't you delegate some of that work and responsibility to your team, to those individuals in your team that have shared with you that they want to grow their career. Now, you're not just delegating it because you want less work to do, all right? That's not the way to do it. You're delegating it so that you can give them a little bit of a flavor of what it's like to do your role, and so you can start stretching them. So have that conversation with you. If I'm delegating budget to you, like the nurse manager did with Joanne, right? It's so that you can learn how to manage budget. Because if you want to be a nurse manager, you have to learn how to manage budget. That's why I'm delegating this to you now, so that I can coach you through it and I can mentor you through it, so that when you do get the job, you're not starting from ground zero. So that 20% is really critical if you're a manager of people, to give that gift to your team. Now, what if you're a team member and you want that gift and your manager hasn't given it to you yet? Ask them. The likelihood of someone saying, no, I'm not going to teach you more, is very unlikely. Now, if they do say no, then you want to dig in a little further, because it may be that you got to ask yourself, are you performing at the level that you need to perform in your current role? Because if you're not performing at the level that you need to perform in your current role, then the manager is not going to assign greater responsibility to you. So you want to make sure that you're performing at optimal levels in your current role before you take on greater responsibility. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for our next episode, where Joanne takes us through an overview of the nurse manager role, which is a leader of people leader role. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this post, as well as follow us for more career insights.